Hey guys,
Welcome back to Forward Farming.
we have a very special episode for you guys today. So last week we just went on kind of like this big long rant on why Becca and I were getting kind of frustrated with Instagram and the direction things are going, and how we're kind of feeling like sheep a little bit and just kind of conforming to what Instagram wants, and that's not necessarily what we want. Um, but I know our guest today has different thoughts and opinions, and I'm really excited to hear from her and her side of things, because she's one of those people that is just embracing the change and just making it her bitch. Like she's just she's doing a really great job at keeping up with all the trends and owning it. And she's been on many times before. If you're not following her, familiar with her, you're gonna love her. So hi, Annalise. Welcome back to the
Hi.
podcast.
Oh, thank you. It just, gets more and more comfortable here every time.
I
You
think
look
this is your
comfortable.
you do. You are
Sitting out
just
here in my
rocking
rocking
away in your
chair.
chair.
In a winter jacket, which is
Yeah.
not nice.
No.
So, before we dive into that, because I think that's going to take up a majority of the episode, do you want to just kind of go over your week and how has your week been, Becca?
Oh man, we just talked. I feel like when I told Joy I had to record tonight, he's like, "Didn't you just record a podcast?" I was like, "Kind of, not really." It's been good. I got a lot done this weekend. A lot done at work yesterday. Today was just, I'm not going to say the weather, but it was gloomy. I didn't do much today except fight with technology, and so I've been using Splice for our YouTube videos. And for whatever reason, today it started last night. I can't save the last video that I edited. Like it'll go to the saving thing and it'll get like halfway done and then it'll just stall out. Nothing will happen. There's no error, no nothing. It just won't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's quite frustrating because it's like I spent a few hours like editing that and now it's just stuck on Splice.
It's stuck there.
I don't know what to do about that. And then I had a bright idea. I hate WordPress. Do either of you use it?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
down goes Becca.
Back. That's how much I hate it. No. I used it when I first made our website, and because it was like, I don't know, the most popular one. I was like, well, all these people use it. It must be easy to use. No, it's not. Like, if you're going to start a website, don't use it. It's so confusing. And so my subscription with them was coming to an end, I think today actually. And so a couple days ago, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna switch who I have my website through, and thinking it was gonna be easy. Not so much. So anyways, I have been kind of working on our website now in Squarespace. It's much easier and more user friendly than WordPress, but I have to redo everything, which I knew I was going to have to do that, but it's still kind of a pain in the butt. So that's been my project.
Yeah, I have that problem with Splice too. I think I had to offload the app.
What does that mean?
Re-download it.
Oh, okay.
I don't
and
know.
your projects were still there?
I don't have enough storage. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I
don't
thought about trying that, but
if they were saved or not. So Godspeed. Because if I run out of data, I have to offload some apps to free up storage in my phone. And I think it just kind of deletes it, and then you can re-download it. And it should also be there as long as it's still on your phone.
Okay. See, and this is on my iPad, and I know I have plenty of storage space because I check that. And so then I tried downloading it on my phone, but none of the videos come up on my phone. So, I don't know. Worst comes to worst, I lose that video. It wasn't that great anyways, but that was just frustrating. And I haven't paid for I paid for it. So it's there shouldn't be any reason that it's not working, but
Yeah, maybe if you tried offloading it and then try re-downloading it, if it was gone, then maybe just take that as like oh, maybe it's for the best if I just re-edit it anyway.
It was a sign.
It's a sign. That's how I take it
Oh
anyway.
yeah, I'll have to try that. Ooh, what about you? How's your week been?
Good. Good. It's been busy, which is nice. I got to work this week, which holy moly, that doesn't happen often. I was a lot of walking. I was doing soil samples. So I had 22 beds that I needed to collect soil samples from. So I have like this probe that I just like, I have to walk the length of the bed and like walk in a W shape. So I get samples from like all quadrants of the bed. So like each bed is at least like an acre and a half, which is a lot. So I have to park on one side, like walk all the way down and then like get out and then walk all the way back to my little quad that I was on. So it was a lot of walking.
So you had like a lot of hot girl walks.
I had a lot. I listened to a lot of murder podcasts. I was just in one of those moods. I'm like, just maybe if I feel anxious enough, I'll walk faster. So I did. I walked a lot. I think I would put on like 5 or 6 miles in a day and a half, which for my squatty little self, that's a lot. So it was good. It was good to be outside and
do you soil sample? Do you soil sample every year or like a few times a year? Or how does that work?
Yep, we do at least once a year. And then in later summer, we'll do tissue samples and we do the same process again, but just clipping clipping the tops of the vines off. And then we put them in bags and ship them off to the sampling lab or whatever. So yeah. How about you, Annalise? How's your week going?
I mean, pretty good. I've got a lot of good things happening.
Yeah, you do.
As far as Modern Day Farm Chick is concerned, I have someone working on my website. So I have a new website that's going to launch. I had a website before, got rid of it because it was mostly just a blog and I didn't know how to operate it. And I wasn't really blogging anymore. I was like, this is dumb. And it was actually on WordPress. So I got rid of that dumb. And then it's dumb. And so now I have somebody working on it for me. Thank God, because I don't want to mess with that crap. It's a headache. So that's going to be launching soon. I just launched an event this week called the Mastermind Dinner for Modern Day Farm Chicks. And it's going to be a conference, but not a conference like you've never seen before. Nobody's going to speak at you. We're all going to be speaking together. We're all going to kind of sit down and have like a lead journaling session and then conversation about some like posed questions. And there's going to be drinks and there's going to be food. I'm excited for it. So I've got that going and then a few other little soon to be things coming out. So lots of brewing.
So do you want to talk about your mastermind right away?
Sure.
Okay, let's just jump right into it. Let's talk all things Mod Farm Chick. So this mastermind, when is it? Where is it?
It is going to be November 5th in La Crosse. Tickets are currently on sale. We sold almost half of them in 24 hours.
That's awesome.
But there are still some left. And yeah, I'm excited because I like to network. That's what it's all about. That's what this is going to be about. It'll be from November 5th, 2 in the afternoon to like however long we want to party in the evening.
And for folks that haven't been to La Crosse before, especially in November, it's going to be beautiful. Like La Crosse is one of those cities that's just absolutely beautiful in the fall. It's like nestled next to bluffs and it's right on the Mississippi River. So you've got like the foliage, you've got like the bluffs, you have like that cool crisp weather. It's just gorgeous. I love La Crosse in the fall.
There's so many good restaurants, wineries, things to do. I know like the event is only 1 day long, but if you are traveling or even if you're not traveling that far, like I would say come Friday, make a weekend out of it, go explore La Crosse. You won't regret it.
And if you need restaurant recommendations, let me know. Oh God, I don't even know where to start. But where can people get tickets at?
They can go to, well, not my website yet, but on my Instagram in my bio, there's a link to buy tickets. Otherwise, if you go on Eventbrite and search mastermind dinner for modern day farm chicks, you'll find it.
So for folks, go ahead.
I was just going to say, this is not necessarily just for farmers, but like anyone kind of in the rural space that is just looking to, I don't want to say mastermind, but, get to know other rural people that have same similarities as them.
Yeah, exactly. I think as long as you are, I don't know, have like a rural heart, you don't necessarily have to be a farmer. Because I think it's going to be good to have that diversity, because no matter what industry we're in, there's so much to learn from each other, whether it's farm or business related or life related. I think everybody going to this event is going to want something different out of it, give something different. It's all just going to be about connection and good conversations.
Yeah, I think that's really awesome, and something that's not, it's a new thing for our area. You don't see a lot of this. I mean, you have like your conferences within your specific industry. I know you guys are going to a dairy conference in Nashville next month, which is pretty cool. And like cranberry growers, we have like industry seminars and stuff, but to have like a meeting of the minds is going to be really fun. And I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of people. I had a lot of people reach out and be like, oh my God, are you going? Like, this is going to be so much fun. So if you haven't got tickets yet, jump on it, because we're all going to be there and it's going to be a hoot.
Yes, we're actually going to be doing a live recording of the Forward Farming podcast there. So that'll be a special little treat for everyone.
And who knows, maybe Mary from Manitowoc.
Than the last time.
Oh God. Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, if we get enough drinks, we'll see. But yeah, it's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to it. So where did you find motivation? Like what kind of sparked this idea? Has this been like a long time coming type of thing, or did it just like come to Jesus moment and be like, I need to do this?
I think I've been in the social media space for a while, just sharing my farm story, which is great, but I've been looking for more ways to serve others or to like have something else to offer. And I was just kind of talking with my sister, and we were talking about conferences, because her and I both like to go to at least one a year to kind of better ourselves. And we're just so sick of going to the same ones where you sit in a big, ugly conference room, you listen to speakers. The only people you end up talking to are the people you went to the conference with. And there's just not that time for networking. So that's kind of what sparked my idea to create something different.
So are you like a journaler? Is that like, are you a frequent journaler? Because that's like brand new to me. So did you just like kind of pick that up, or what's like the thing with that?
So initially when I was talking to my mom about this idea, I had said it's going to be a dinner where there's like different questions posed and we talk about them as like a small group at our dinner table. And she's recommended that I ask all the questions first, have everybody kind of write down their thoughts and opinions so they can create their own opinion before they talk in a group. Because I think sometimes once you start talking in group, somebody says something and you're like, oh yeah, me too, instead of actually creating your own answer or thought on that question. So I just want to make sure everybody is like, kind of gets a little heartfelt, passionate about it, writes all that stuff down, and then talks about it to a new group of people. And that's going to be the other thing. Like, if you're coming with a group, I'm not going to let you sit by your friends. You got to mix it up, because that's the whole point of it, right? To kind of get out of our comfort zones and talk to new people and learn from new people.
For like me anyway, like I'm one of those anxious people where I hate speaking in front of, this sounds really dumb, but like I hate speaking in front of people, like my thoughts. That's why I have a podcast, but like if I'm writing down my thoughts and like answering questions, I hate, like in when I was in school, I never rose my hand to like answer questions. I just always felt like it was going to be wrong. So like for those people who are like afraid to do that, or like just nervous or hesitant to sign up because of like meeting new people or what, for whatever reason, I think this is going to be a really great group of people that are like-minded, and you're going to feel so comfortable and welcome just walking in here based off the people that I've seen are coming. It's going to be so much fun. Like everyone's so like-minded and just fun to be around. So if you're on the fence or feeling a little bit nervous, just like take a second of bravery and just hit commit, because I think you're really going to enjoy it.
I think so too. And it's a really cool space, the venue. It's warm, it's cozy. We're going to have food and drinks the whole time. Like it's going to be comfortable. You're not going to have to sit in one spot the whole time. Everybody's going to kind of be free to move about, mix, mingle. It'll be fun.
And I think the building's haunted. So if you want some ghost stories, boy, do I have some ghost stories for you guys.
And now no one's going to come.
Why would I say that?
I was just at a wedding there this past January and did not have any horrifying experiences. So
I think good. So everyone can go buy their tickets now and just forget about what Amber said.
Yeah.
Or if you want me to bring a Ouija board, we can just go sit in the corner and see what's
absolutely not. We're gonna have to like secretly change the venue, and Amber can just go do her own thing.
I do have some evening entertainment planned, but it wasn't a Ouija board. But I guess we could put Becca up in the back room if anybody's into that.
Yes, let's do it. Okay, so let's talk about let's dive right into Instagram. Let's talk about social media a little bit more. So I met with you, Annalise. When was it? Like 2 months ago now? You had just gotten back from I don't know if we want to say where you went, but you went to like a little retreat, and you learned a lot. And I wanted to kind of pick your brain and see what you learned and all that other good stuff. And you were very passionate. You said that you had a great time. So when we recorded our episode for this week, I sent you a text right away, and I'm like, this is what we talked about. What do you kind of think? And you got excited. So, did you listen to the episode?
I did.
What were your initial thoughts?
So I think I agree with what you guys are saying. Like it has changed. And it is kind of annoying that we have to do what Instagram wants to be seen, but like, that's just the way it is, right? Like we have to go with that flow. But being said, I still think it can be a very creative, beautiful storytelling space, because that's what I loved about Instagram initially too, is like the pictures, the stories, the creativity. But I like agree there are people out there that like I think they just get caught up in looking at reels. Okay, which reel can I recreate for my industry? And then so like it all becomes the same, where I don't know, instead of like just lip syncing everything, maybe use a trending audio and doing something unique. I don't know. I still love Instagram. It's my jam. I love the network there. I still visually, I don't know. I still just think it's a great space.
I will say, I had a lot of good conversation just the past couple days, ever since the podcast. And while most people agree, that, like you said, they don't love that we have to do the trendy reels and like the algorithm that's continuously changing. A lot of people, they still appreciate the other posts. So even though they're not getting a ton of love, the people that I think you want to see it and like the people in your community are still seeing it. And I was actually, this is kind of funny and hypocritical, but I was talking with someone yesterday about just like starting to share their story. And they were saying how like, oh, I don't have a lot of followers. Like there's so many other people sharing about dairy farming or whatever you're sharing about. And I was like, yeah, but you're different than all the rest. Like you have your own story to share. I was like, even if you're only reaching one person, you're making a difference. And then I was just like, duh, Becca, like maybe take your own advice and, apply that towards Instagram. Like, I think we talked last week how I'm just like continually losing followers, which is, it's fine because I've already got this great community built. And yes, I want to reach more consumers and reach more people. But at the same time, I can't like forget about how far I've come and like how many people that I've, changed the outlook of how they saw the dairy industry or whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm. I'll say too, like, I still appreciate a variety of different kinds of posts. And I think it's good to use a variety of, like, a mixture of a single post, a carousel post, a reel, like doing all the things, because Instagram's going to change again. And those accounts that are nothing but reels of lip syncing audio are not going to be relevant one day. Like, I think you need to do a variety of things and keep trying new things to, I don't know, remain creative, but also remain relevant. I feel so, like, I don't know if you guys have noticed on TikTok, it's already changing. There's not as much lip syncing going on. It's more people telling stories and doing tutorials. And as we know, like, whatever happens on TikTok happens on Instagram next. So I think you guys are not alone in thinking I'm over what's going on Instagram. I think everybody is, and it's going to start to change. And I think if we can all just, like, stay true to ourselves and, like, really, I don't know, whenever I'm not feeling creative, or if I'm feeling competitive with others or jealous of others, I really try to think about my why. Why did I start sharing in the first place? Who am I trying to reach? Like, what message do I want to share, and how am I trying to serve them? And if I can, like, get rooted back into that, it's a lot easier to be, like, creative and comfortable and happy with what I'm putting out there.
I was just going to ask, like, what happens when you get into a creative slump and you can't think of anything to post? Because, like, that's hard sometimes to work. I mean, you've got a lot going on. You're doing stuff with the cabs. You got the kids running around. Like, how do you make time to stop and be like, I need to make a video for this or whatever? Like, how do you find time and, like, the creative energy? Because I think that's kind of the hardest part for a lot of people too.
Yeah, I feel like when I'm not feeling creative, the best thing to do is just step away from Instagram completely and go live life. And I get out to the farm and I'm with the kids and doing the things. And it's like, holy shit, here comes the content. It's rolling in. And then I just, like, start filming stuff, So you just gotta step away and not force it. What's the saying? If you force a fart, it's gonna be shit. So
wow, put that on a cup. I was gonna say too, sometimes when I'm in a creative slump, I always feel so naughty doing this, but, like, I'll go back to an old post where I, like, was creative and I'll reshare it.
Oh, hell yeah. I do that all the time.
And, like, the first time I did it, I'm like, it was like a post from maybe 4 years ago. It was so long ago, but I'm like, oh my God, what if someone, like, realizes that I'm reposting this and they, like, call me out on it, and no one knows. Like,
no. And you probably have so many different followers. Yeah, I do that all the time. Or maybe it was a long post before and then I transform it into a reel or a carousel post, or kind of revamp it in some way, but essentially it's the same content. Like, yeah, don't work any harder. Reuse that shit.
Yeah, I need to get better at that. And, like, repurposing. Just, it's easy. Well, it's not easy, but to take a post and a caption and just put it into a reel, because then you're kind of making Instagram happy in a way, but you're still educating and sharing what you want to.
Yeah.
What has been kind of, like, your biggest mindset change? Because like, I've been following you for a little while now, and, like, there was, like, you could tell when you kind of had a different mindset change on how you approached Instagram and how you approached sharing your story. So maybe do you want to kind of explain that, like, what your thought process was?
Yeah. So before this retreat, I knew I was an advocate. I knew I was a mom. I was sharing my farm life, whatever. But at this retreat, they really honed in on my why, and not just, like, the why I want to help consumers understand where their food is from. Like, why do I even want to create this space or this? I mean, Modern Day Farm Chick is becoming a business now. Like, why do I want to do this? So I really figured that out. And that's what really drives me to keep going forward. And then the other big thing I figured out was who my ideal audience is. And at this retreat, they had me narrow it down to like, who is she? Is she a mother? How old is she? What does she do when she gets up in the morning? Like, what does her day look like? And I struggled with it because I didn't know. I really enjoy talking with consumers, but I also really enjoy serving and chatting with fellow farm women. And throughout the whole retreat, I was going back and forth. Do I want to talk to consumers or do I want to talk to farm women? How do I want to do this? I couldn't decide. Ultimately, I decided that I'm going to share for farm women. It's stuff for busy farm women who also want to be advocates. But you'll still see that kind of, I don't know, advocacy stuff like that's consumer friendly too, because in that way, like I'm showing other people who want to advocate how to talk to consumers, if that makes sense. So I don't know. Once I kind of figured all that out, it's just been easy and fun to create.
So you keep talking about your why, and I don't want to get too personal if you don't want to share like your exact why, but what tips or tricks would you give to anyone who might be struggling with that? Because like I know I am now, because like I've talked about this before, just like the shift I'm going through, and like my page isn't just strictly cranberries anymore. Like I'm trying to find that my new thing. So what tips and tricks would you give to people that are kind of like feeling lost or just kind of stuck? How would you describe to them how to find like their true why and not just like a very general broad why?
I mean, I'll tell you my why, and then I'll see if I come up with any tips and tricks here. But my general why of wanting to create Modern Day Farm Chicken, wanting to create this space, is because I want something of my own. I, left my family farm to come to Tom's family farm. And even though like, obviously everyone here makes me feel very welcome, like I'm still the outlaw, and so I just want something of my own, something that isn't related to Tom, isn't related to my kids. Like it's my space. I'm in charge of it. I call the shots. Like I just really want that space for myself. And then like the why after that is I do want consumers to feel comfortable about where their food comes from and who their farmers are. And I know that I can't do this alone. It is a group effort. So I'm hoping to inspire all sorts of people to share their story, because it takes all of us. Every single farmer needs to share their story. And just like Becca said before, like everyone's story is unique. Everyone has a different perspective. The way I share might not resonate with somebody, but the way you share it might. So we all have to do it. What was the question now? Oh, tips. Do I have any tips? I think I would just like sit down and really reflect on why you want to share, who you want to talk to, who do you want to reach, what do you want them to know, and then like list different ways that you can find common ground with those people too. Because I don't know, obviously I don't post just about farming, and I'm more than a farmer. I'm a mom too, and I think you guys talked about this last time on the podcast, how you reached a whole different audience by sharing the mom life stuff. I think, it all ties in.
That sounds deep. That sounds like it's like a lot of soul searching. And
it got weird at this retreat. I'm not going to lie, but now I know.
So maybe at your mastermind, maybe we just need to drink enough where we're just like in, I don't want to say like a lucid state, but kind of like at that point and then start talking, and then
it'll be the after hours
stuff comes out. Yeah. That's when the real truths come out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you I'm losing my words. Do you pre-plan your do you use a content planner? That is what I'm trying to say. Okay.
I have tried, and I end up never really following through on it, because words are hard. I know. yeah, I kind of post by whatever's going on in the day, or however I'm feeling. And if I can't think of anything to post as far as like in feed stuff, then I'll go back to an old post and just like repost it or repurpose it.
That's enlightening to hear because I feel like you listen to different podcasts about just being on social media and everyone is like, oh, you need to like plan all your content for like the next month and it's just so great. And I'm like, how? So these people are not in the egg industry, which is probably the first problem, but it's enlightening to hear that. And I also today I listened to a podcast about outsourcing. It was Elevate the podcast. No. Yeah,
yep.
That's what it's called, with Tara and Natalie, and they had Marissa Caffett on, and they talked about outsourcing and like what they all outsource. And maybe I'm the only one that like realized this, but I had like a little light bulb go off because here I am thinking that they're like doing all these things themselves, and I'm just like, how are they doing this? But they're being smart and they're outsourcing. I know like not everyone can do that, and I'm not at that point, but it kind of made me feel like they're still human. They're not, they're doing awesome things, but at the same time they're getting help. So that made me feel a little bit better because I was just like, I cannot do everything that they're doing, but.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have somebody doing my books and somebody building my website and working on these other projects. I will also be getting help. I told Tom the other night, I was like, well, I could just do it by myself. He's like, Annalise, just get the help. I was like,
smart man.
Yeah.
Takes probably like half the time.
Speaking of Tom, we haven't had him on. We still owe him something.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we should do that, or we'll bring it for him in November.
Yeah. Will he be there in November?
He might be, because I think he's worried. It's only females that really listen to this, right? I think he's worried that creepers are going to know where we're all at and show
so he's
up.
just going to be sitting out with a handgun and drinking a whiskey.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think Dan wants to come too, so they can hang out together.
Perfect. I'll tell Tom that they can sit at the bottom of the steps of the entryway and guard the door.
They can have an ice cream date at the Pearl. How cute would that be?
Oh, totes adorbs.
If you don't know what the Pearl is, it's like the best. It's like this little retro ice cream shop, and it's just the cutest, and it's the best ice cream and candy shop, and just adds. It's like a must in La Crosse.
Yes.
I'm so excited. This is gonna be so fun.
It is.
So you've been hinting at some other projects.
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to give any sneak peeks?
I think I can. So, I mean, I think I last week launched a new email list, essentially is all it is right now, called Farm and Grow. And I really want to help people craft their own story. So I have a little handbook, a little e-guide that's going to be coming out that will work you through kind of finding your why and how you want to use social media or tell your story. Because I think a lot of times people think they need to be an influencer like us, but you don't like have to do that. You can do it your own way. You could just have a farm page. You can just be on TikTok. Like there's a million different ways to advocate, and you don't have to do them all. You can pick one avenue and do it your own way. So that's kind of what this is going to be. Not necessarily for people who want to like monetize or make it a business, but just want to like have the courage to get started and get over those objections. So I've got that coming out. And then I want to create little monthly content bundles for dairy farmers to buy to use for like their pages. So,
cool.
Yeah. Because I know there's a lot of like farmers out there, like my sister, for example. She's a full-time farmer, full-time mom, doesn't really dig social media, but she understands that she needs to do more for their dairy farm as far as talking to at least the community and the people around. But she's like, I don't know where to start, what to post, what do I do? How does this work? I wish somebody would just do it for me. And I'm like, hello, let me do this for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. I think you're going to help so many people by doing all these things, doing all the things. Oh, I hate when people say that, but really, you've got so many good ideas, and I think it's going to help a lot of people. So
I hope so. It all sounds good in my head. It all sounds good in my head. So I just hope other people find value in it too. But if not, trial and error, right? We'll figure it out.
I think you'll be good. So, do you have any other pitches to try to convince us that Instagram is not the devil?
Let me look at my notes. I took some notes.
I mean, was there anything that we said that you're just like, oh, you guys are stupid, like this is totally wrong?
No, I didn't think anything was stupid. I thought everything you said is like true. But I just kind of maybe look at it differently. Talking about the brands. Where is that? When you guys were like talking about, I don't know, brands and how everything's becoming so salesy. And I do think those people are out there. And you guys were worried, like, if I start working with other brands, are people really going to trust me, or are they going to think, oh, am I just getting paid for this? And I know how I operate and you guys operate. Like, I'm reaching out to brands that the farm already works with, or I already use, and I want to work with, and I like their stuff, and it just makes sense. And I'm also working with these brands to create content that is like informational and serving, and not just like, buy this. Mm-hmm. Like, we both want, like, myself and that brand want to like give more than just a sales pitch. And I think your audience is going to trust you as long as you're cool about it, and you're working with brands that make sense. And I think people are going to sniff out pretty quick if you're faking it. Like, they're going to be like, I've never seen her drink out of a Yeti before, or whatever it is, or I've never seen her cook with chicken before. I don't know. Like, they're gonna know. So
I have something I want to say so bad, but I'm not going to.
I need to edit this part out. Okay.
Right?
I'll just say
they're gonna know.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I don't know. I guess I just wouldn't worry about that. As long as you are being true to yourself. I feel lame saying that, but it's true. Like, if you just keep doing your own thing, stay in your lane, try to create in your own way and not worry about what everybody else is doing, you'll be fine, and your people are going to follow you and like you and trust you.
Amen. I think that sums it up pretty well. I'd say so. Are there any other last remarks?
I still like Instagram. I was
all the creeps are on Facebook.
Yes, Facebook monetizes you really well for creating things. So I was trying to spend more time over there and create more things for Facebook and making the Facebook algorithm happy. But all the people that are like engaging with me over there are creepy old men or people from foreign countries that want to come work on my farm. And I was like, no, I want to talk to farm women. Like, those are the cool people. So I don't know, maybe I'll try again later. I've got enough irons in the fire to just focus on my Instagram community. But
I connected my Instagram to a Facebook page. Well, I don't know why Facebook like made my own page already. So I just connected it, and like, I think 8 people like it, but I'm like, well, I'm already sharing these posts on Instagram. Like, I might as well just share it on Facebook. No one like sees it because only 8 people like the page, and I don't really feel like sharing it, but yeah, go check it out. I figured maybe I'll get a different audience, or just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Reach that one more person.
Yeah. They do say, I don't know who they are, but people say that your audiences are very different on different social media platforms. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I found like the older, I don't want to get in trouble by anyone, but like the next generation up, like our parents, grandparents, they're all on Facebook. Like millennials are Instagram, Gen Z is TikTok, and then kind of everybody is on YouTube. So when I haven't shared a YouTube video in a long time, but when I was sharing on there, I was getting a lot of like older generations and like grandparent age people commenting on it on my videos, which I was kind of surprised by.
interesting. Yeah.
They're
Was.
they're
So
just
I don't know. I
retired. They've
don't
got
think
like
that's like
smart
that for
TVs
everybody.
just
Yeah,
watching YouTube all day.
probably
Hey,
living
whatever.
living the life.
Honestly, it's probably more interesting for them to be watching stuff on YouTube than like watching
CNN.
Young and the
Oh my
Restless
goodness.
or yeah. I
Um,
was not a big YouTube person
mm-mm.
until Joey's watched it for a while now, and like he watches like Millennial Farmer and Larson whatever Larson Acres I think it is. But we actually started watching like a couple random people that like live in Alaska, and they're just so interesting to watch. And so like now I'm kind of hooked on them when they have new videos come out. Joey's like, "Ooh, we can watch this." And it's just I don't know, it's fun. It's like a different way to consume content, and I think maybe that is what I need to do too, is not get off of Instagram, but just kind of like step back and like explore a different avenue. You know, like I think Instagram will always be one of my favorites just because it's just so easy to share like everything on there, you know, stories, videos, captions, you know, and it's like just a one-stop shop, but
Yeah.
it's nice to know that there's like other avenues and other places to share.
Mm-hmm. So many places to share.
And that's confusing too, because it's like you want to share on all the platforms, but unless you hire people to do that, it's physically impossible.
Yeah.
Especially Pinterest too. Everyone says how important Pinterest is. And I'm like, I do not understand Pinterest at all.
I can't figure out Pinterest.
No.
I don't know what I'm supposed to share there. Like, I don't know. It's confusing.
Because I guess people say it's like the new Google search engine, which I get. If I'm searching for a recipe, I go to Pinterest.
Yeah, a recipe I do, but I guess
that's it. But I look maybe other people are.
Yeah, but like, are people searching for cow? You know, are they searching for cows? Are they searching for milk facts? I
don't go there for like information. I don't know.
I don't know how Pinterest works either, but maybe if you're using keywords like milk or dairy recipes, and even though maybe that pin isn't a dairy recipe, but you pop up with a calf, or I don't know how it works. There's got to be.
Or if you share all of your stuff, but like pop in recipes and stuff, people see that and then maybe go check out your page.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very confusing.
We'll dive into it and then check back later. That's
I'll put it on my to-do list. Amber, did you see we got our first real voicemail? I mean the ones last week were totally real, but
Mary from Manitowoc. No, this is a real person. I haven't listened to it. I was saving it just for tonight, but it's in regards to last week's episode, I think. I don't know. This is going to be a surprise. What if it's a lint liquor again? Oh, it's not. I can see who it's from, and it's not a lint liquor. We like her. This is from Angela. Okay, let's hopefully it plays.
This is Angela from The Rural Housewives. I just got done with your episode on how Instagram is stale and kind of cringy now and repetitive, and I can't tell you how much I agree with that. And also, you know, how, like, you guys were talking about how your mission is education for agriculture. Well, ours is encouraging women, and like sometimes we get caught up in like we have to make more reels to grow our following to reach. You're not alone, and thank you for sharing that. I feel like I was right there with you, talking to you, because I'm sitting here going, yeah, yes, 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 me too, yes. So anyway, I'm still talking to myself, talking to my windshield, but thank you ladies for sharing that.
I love that.
Oh,
I'm so glad you
cute.
found that website. That's so fun.
Me too. So thank you, Angela, for the official first voicemail. If you guys want to leave us a voicemail, because they're kind of fun and pretty easy to do, you literally just hold down a button and talk. And if you want to make it anonymous, you can totally be anonymous. Just don't be a lint licker about it. So the website to leave us this voicemail is speakpipe.com. That's speakpipe.com/forward farming podcast. And it'll take you just to a page where you hit a record button and you get 1 minute to talk, and that's it. Pretty easy. So if you are listening to this episode and you have a question for Annalise, Becca, or I, or just want to call in and say hi, we'd love to hear from you. So I'll leave that website in the show notes, and it's also on our website, forwardfarmingpodcast.com, if you want to just go there and click it. So Annalise, thank you for coming on today and sharing all of your goodies and wealth of knowledge, because you're just jam-packed right now. I feel like you're just overflowing with creative ideas and fun new projects and stuff. And I can't wait to see what happens next, because you're getting shit done and it's pretty exciting to watch.
I'll tell you what'll happen next. You come off the roller coaster, right? Like, you're down and then you get propelled up. You have some good runs. And so next I'll probably have nothing for a while. But yeah,
that's okay, because you're doing a lot of good work. You're doing the Lord's work for advocating, which is pretty cool to see.
Well, good. Hopefully. So do you like Instagram now? Did I change your opinion at all, or are we still? Becca's like, no, I'm still out.
I mean, it's still stupid, but it's
yeah. I have like a better, I don't want to say outlook, but I'm reminded of why I'm on it, I think, is the important thing. Like, it's still annoying to me, but I know that I'm on there for a reason. So
yeah,
it's an improvement, right?
Yeah, and it's not that we hate Instagram. It's just
it's frustrating.
It's frustrating, because you gotta know, you have to be like constantly reminded of your why, and like you said, coming back to why you're on there in the first place, and not get caught up in like the number side of things, which can be frustrating sometimes. So I think you reminding us and everyone listening of the real reason why you're on Instagram and sharing your story is more important than the numbers that show up. So just keep that in mind and just keep chugging along, because it's going to change in 2 weeks anyway. So just keep going.
Exactly. Yep. Do your thing.
Good deal. So again, where can people find tickets for your event, and where can people find you on social media?
So on Instagram, I am Mod Farm Chick. On Facebook, I am Modern Day Farm Chick. And tickets for the mastermind dinner for Modern Day Farm Chicks can be found on Eventbrite, or you can go to the link in any of my bios on my social media.
And we will put that link in our show notes as well, so you can just click right on it and it'll take you right there too. So try to make everybody's lives a little bit easier.
Yay.
Okay, well, I think that does it for this week. Thank you again, Annalise, for hopping on and chatting with us. And if you aren't following us on social media yet, make sure you go look for us, Forward Farming Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, and sometimes YouTube. I got to get caught up on that. I'm over at Cranberry Chats, and Becca is over at Becca Hilby. And go check out her new YouTube page, because Joey's really proud of it.
He is. He was watching himself on the TV this afternoon.
It's such a boy thing
I love
to
it.
do.
Right. He's just like, yeah, that's me. It's great. Yeah, check us out. We got like, I don't know, 70 some subscribers, so only like 930 more to go before we can get monetized.
It's coming.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
slow and steady.
Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.